Greetings, welcome to Facts About Everything. I'm your host, James Egan. Although the Hulk is one of the most popular characters of all time, his original comic was cancelled after only 6 issues. Marvel didn't even want to put him in the first issue of the Avengers because he came from a failed comic book. He would derail the series. And that is the first fact about the Incredible Hulk. Let's dive in. Just to let you know, my puppy here auditioned for the motion capture for the Hulk for the Avengers. She didn't get the part. They said she came across as too ferocious. I mean, I know the Hulk is dangerous, but like, come on, there's a limit, you know? In the early years of Marvel, the most popular superhero was the Fantastic Four character, The Thing. The writers believed readers gravitated towards the monstrous-looking Thing because he was less than perfect. To maximize sales, the writers decided to create another monstrous superhero and came up with the Hulk. He debuted in Incredible Hulk #1 in 1963. Okay, here's a question. What's the Incredible Hulk's real name? If you said Bruce Banner, you would be wrong. His name is Robert Banner. So why does everyone call him Bruce? Because the writer has a terrible memory. When Stan Lee created characters for Marvel, he gave them the same initial for their forename and surname: Peter Parker, Warren Worthington, Matt Murdock, and so forth. Stan believed that if I could remember one name, it'd give me a clue what the other one was. While Stan was writing one issue, he couldn't remember Banner's first name. Since he knew it must begin with the letter B, he assumed his name was Bob. After Stan Lee realized his mistake, he cleared out the misunderstanding in another issue, explaining that Bob is short for his first name, Robert, but he likes to go by his middle name, Bruce. But to make it simpler, I'm only going to call him Bruce Banner for the rest of this video. Bruce Banner was a nuclear physicist conducting gamma radiation experiments. One day, he unleashed a gamma bomb on a field to test its effects. At the last minute, he noticed a teenager called Rick Jones on the field. Bruce ran towards him and pushed him into a trench below. At this exact moment, the gamma bomb detonated, leaving Bruce exposed to gamma radiation. The radiation causes Bruce to turn into the Hulk every time he loses his temper. In the first 2 issues, Bruce Banner would turn into the Hulk at nighttime. Originally, the Hulk was grey. Marvel realized that grey aged inconsistently. It was decided from then on that the Hulk would be green. The Hulk was not a popular character until he appeared in the Avengers, which is weird because he actually left the team after 2 issues. When he turns into the Hulk, he loses most of his intelligence. An alternative comic showed how different the Hulk would be perceived if he maintained the intelligence of Bruce Banner. The Hulk was inspired by many characters. Victor Hugo's tale, The Hunchback from Notre Dame, was an influence on the Hulk since both revolve around a misunderstood creature. The Jewish folk tale of the Golem is another inspiration for the Hulk. A golem is an incredibly strong creature that is unable to speak. Although the Hulk is extremely powerful, he has limited intellect and a poor vocabulary. However, according to the writers, the 2 main stories that inspired the Hulk were Frankenstein and The Strange Case of Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde. If Bruce Banner could kill himself, he would have done so a long time ago. Sadly, he can't take his own life because he will instinctively turn into the Hulk. He is nicknamed the Jade Giant, the Green Goliath, the Grey Goliath, the Green Golem, and Mighty Bob. Hulk is the most recognizable superhero in the world. Some would argue he's the most recognizable character in the world. It is unknown what Hulk's strength limit is. The angrier he gets, the stronger he gets. Usually, Hulk can leap 2 or 3 miles in a single leap, but when he's at his most angry, he can leap into orbit or across continents. Hulk punched through reality. Even though that doesn't make any sense. By the way, a lot of these facts won't actually make any sense because the writers just have to really show just how stupidly strong the Hulk is. Like, Hulk lit up an entire universe, which was called the Dark Dimension, by punching it. Only the Hulk could punch a dimension. There was an animated show of the Incredible Hulk between 1996 and 1998. The studio had great difficulty making the Hulk's skin look right on the animated show. In fact, they had such difficulty they strongly considered making the Hulk red in the cartoon. In this cartoon, Neil McDonough voices Bruce Banner. McDonough also played Dugan in Captain America: The First Avenger. An alternative comic shows what would have happened if the Hulk was bitten by a radioactive spider instead of Peter Parker. Bruce Banner was not the first Marvel character to go by the name Hulk. The first Hulk was a robot. Nowadays, he is known as Grutan. But that same year, there was another Hulk. This version was a large, shaggy monster and bared no resemblance to the Hulk we are familiar with today. When the Incredible Hulk became popular, the shaggy Hulk was renamed as Xemnu. There was a third Hulk before Bruce Banner. He was an orange, slimy monster. Nowadays, he's known as Glop. Bruce's father, Brian, killed Bruce's mother when he was a young boy. This made Bruce psychologically unstable from an early age. During a fight, Bruce kicked his father with lethal force. This damaged Bruce's already fragile mind and force him to repress his negative emotions even further. Because of the Hulk's vast power, it's easy to forget just how smart Bruce Banner is. He once invented a purification unit that can eliminate all waterborne diseases in 5 years. He built it in 1 day. Bruce Banner is the smartest person in the world, apart from the leader of the Fantastic Four, Reed Richards. Also, let me know if you want me to do a video about the Fantastic Four. Marvel cancelled the Fantastic Four 2 years ago, and pretty much nobody noticed because nobody cares about that team except me. But if you do want me to do a video, let me know. Somebody? Anybody? Bruce Banner knows more about nuclear physics than anyone in the world. Bruce Banner's technology is known as Banner Tech and is on par with tech created by Tony Stark and Doctor Doom. He used to work for S.H.I.E.L.D. While he worked there, he created a new invention every single week. He's been nominated for a Nobel Prize 21 times. Because of his reputation as the Hulk, he has never won. Hawkeye once shot arrows at Hulk's eyes. Hulk's eyeballs shattered the arrows. He didn't even blink. Although it's rarely mentioned, the gamma blast that turned Bruce Banner into the Hulk allowed him to see astral projections. When Doctor Strange or Professor Charles Xavier leave their body and send their mental form through the astral plane, Hulk is still able to see them. He can see them when he is Bruce Banner or the Hulk. He destroyed an asteroid that was twice the size of Earth. Hulk has survived a supernova. When Hulk claps, it creates a shockwave that devastates everything in his proximity. Although this is painful to anyone who hears it, it nearly killed Wolverine since he has hypersensitive hearing. Hulk is at least 7 foot tall. At his angriest, he can become up to 8 foot tall. Hulk weighs at least 900 pounds. When he's at his angriest, he's 1,400 pounds. According to botanists, since the Hulk uses radiation chemicals to alter genes to produce new traits, technically he's a plant. The most expensive Hulk comic is Hulk number 181 because it debuted Wolverine. It is worth at least $1,200. Bruce Banner became the Hulk in New Mexico. He is a mental homing beacon, so he always knows which direction New Mexico is in. There's a rabbit version of Hulk called Hulk Bunny. Like most parodies, isn't clever because it doesn't rhyme. He is voiced by Peter Cullen in the 1981 animated series Spider-Man and His Amazing Friends. Cullen is best known for voicing Optimus Prime and Transformers. He is voiced by Ron Perlman in the 1994 animated series The Fantastic Four. Perlman plays the titular character in Hellboy and Clay in the TV series Sons of Anarchy. Since Hulk is powered by gamma radiation, he is sent into irradiated areas to absorb all the radiation. His friends become worried that this would either turn the Hulk radioactive or he would cause a nuclear explosion. There's a Hulk villainess called Ogress. In 2003, IGN's top 100 comic book heroes of all time ranked Hulk at number 9, which is amazing because he's probably caused more damage to the Earth than any supervillain. IGN also ranked Hulk at number 4 in Greatest Avengers, which is weird because one of the most common people the Avengers fight is the Hulk. The most logical way to beat the Hulk in a fight is with knockout gas. And for the final fact, let's look at the worst film ever made. There's a 2012 film called The Amazing Bulk, which is a ripoff of The Incredible Hulk. In this version, the monster is purple. The tagline even says, "Don't get mad, get purple." Although the whole film was shot in 5 days, it wasn't released for 4 years. Every shot in the film was shot in green screen or was bought from a stock image website, which is why the scenes take place in obscure places like a carnival or a wine cellar. Apparently, the studio couldn't afford rain, so all the rain is computer generated. In fact, this film has the most unnecessary special effects I have ever seen in my entire life. In one scene, a dog is computer generated. Why didn't the crew just get a dog? This film also includes a kangaroo, a flying dog, a lizard on a laptop in 2 different scenes, aliens, Robin Hood, a skunk on a swing, pirates, a leprechaun, and Zeus. The worst thing about this movie is the cars. Do you know what they did for a car? They drew one. The filmmakers squiggled a car around the characters. It's not even well drawn. My 5-year-old niece can draw better than that. What I'm trying to say to you is this movie is not very good. You might be wondering, hey, how come I only did 50 facts and I did 100 facts about Superman, Batman, Wonder Woman, Spider-Man? Honestly, the other facts were way too long, and this video would have been about half an hour, if not longer. So I'll just save that for a future video. There's a lot of significant characters attached to the Hulk, and you can let me know if there's any one of them you want me to do a video about in the future. Do you want me to do a video about Abomination, his lover Betty Ross, She-Hulk, Red Hulk? There's a Red Hulk, by the way. Now, here's a few Hulk comics I'd recommend. There's Hulk The End. That's easy to get into. You don't need to read any other comics beforehand. It's just a single self-contained story. It shows Hulk being the last person left alive. Everyone else was killed during a nuclear fallout. He's about 200 years old. It just shows how he copes physically and mentally being the last man left alive. The most famous recent story is Planet Hulk, where Hulk gets shot into space, lands on a savage planet, gets turned into a slave, and works his way up until he's a soldier soldier, a warrior, a leader, and then the king. Then there's World War Hulk, which starts immediately after Planet Hulk, which just has Hulk literally fighting every single superhero in the world. It's totally brainless, but it's awesome. Be sure to subscribe to Facts About Everything. Follow me on Twitter for updates on upcoming videos. Check out my Facebook page to let me know what subjects you want me to talk about in the future. Thanks for watching, see you again.